Morning everyone, NWA Prepper here. I am kind of concerned, and so I wanted to share what I'm concerned about. And it's not anything earth-changing right now, but I feel it could be later. I was asked, and in another comment reinforced, I guess, why I do bulk bandages and why I invest so much of my energy and resources in consumable first aid stuff. Bandages, gauze is a bandage, but bandages and dressings, things of that direct nature. And so I thought I would share with you why I think it's important to spend $12 on a package of 48 3-inch cling or roll gauze and hundreds of 4x4s. And this month's order is non-adhering dressings. So I don't know if you have ever, and many of you have, and many of you are like, you're either like, yes, right on, I understand, and so, but some of you may not understand that though it's wonderful to have, a first aid kit is just that. It's a first aid kit. It's a kit to provide the first care that somebody needs, both for wound protection, for infection control, and life-saving measures. That's what a first aid kit is. After that first aid kit, which in a disaster, I may not be able to take them to the doctor, to the clinic, or to the hospital. I'm not going to have access to home health to come do wound care, or specialty wound care clinic. I'm not going to be able to go to Walgreens every other day and pick up more bandages and more gauze and more supplies to maintain a wound. And it doesn't matter what the wound is. If you cut, it doesn't matter. Like, you cut your foot on something down at the swimming hole or anywhere, you got a cut on your foot that doesn't quite require stitches, but you're laid open really good, or it may even need stitches. But it's one of those wounds that, I'm not going to get the stitches, whatever the reason is, stitches, no stitches. Even if you go to the doctor today and get stitches and get it bandaged up, you go home and then tomorrow you have to change those bandages. And if it's on your foot or your hand, that bandage is going to get soiled quicker than other places. And so you may have to change it twice a day, or maybe more. It may have seepage or drainage, in which case you may need to change that dressing and that bandage more often. And the difference between a dressing and a bandage is a dressing is sterile, a bandage is not. So that stuff adds up really quick. And so it's easy for just this little cut on your foot. It's easy before it heals enough or closes enough that you don't have to cover it up. That can be several days. Depending on the size of it, you're talking, 7 to 10 days easy 4 to 7, almost guaranteed. And then if it's on your foot or your hand, you're going to want to keep it covered longer to give it better opportunity to heal. So even if we're only changing it once a day for a week, just 7 days, then we've already used 7 rolls of gauze and 7, I use non-adhering dressings on the wound itself. So we've used 7 of each of those and some tape or some Coban or vet wrap or self-adhering dressing, whatever you secure it with. But you've used 7 of those and some tape or Coban for one minor wound. Well, that's my standard first aid kit, or your standard first aid kit too, doesn't have 7 of anything in it. And so you've got to be prepared for some extended care. And that's just a regular wound. One regular wound would exhaust most people's bandages in their house right now. And even some preppers don't have 7 4-inch Kerlex laying around their house for a cut on your leg or your arm. You just don't have it, or not everyone does. Some of us do, some of you do too. But that's why I think it's important that we buy extra bandages. It's not popular. I know that. But not getting an infection, taking care of a wound, that's popular to me. And that's something that I want to do. I want to be able to take care of those wounds for as long as I need to take care of them. And I want to be able to do it properly. And I'm not saying that I won't use a bed sheet as a bandage. I will. But I would prefer not to. There'll be a time that maybe I do. And that there's a lot of work involved in that. And plus, then I'm using something that has an equal use in other areas, such as lining a bed and allowing us to keep mattresses clean, and and wash things and keep things cleanly. Listen at me. Keep things clean. Though that's important. And so linens and old t-shirts and all that stuff have uses other than I have to cut them up for bandages. And yes, you can boil bandages and and sterilize things. I know all that too. But I also know that I would rather not have to. And so if I can spend $11, or I think it was $12, $12.69, if I recall exactly, for a package of 48 3-inch gauze, roll gauze, I'm going to do that. I want to do that. I want to be prepared. Just like I want to have plenty of bullets and plenty of beans, I want to have plenty of bandages. I know it's not as fun to buy. I know. But it's just as important, if not more important. You got to take care of the ones you love. And the best way to do that is to have bandages to do that. So I buy bulky bandages, or bandages, I buy bulky bandages too. I buy bandages in bulk so that I can be prepared to know what I am bandaging you with is clean, to know what I am bandaging with you is the proper tool for the job, and to know that I have enough of it to be able to take care of someone that I love for as long as I need. Not to mention the barter aspect of You know, I'll help take care of you, but you've got to help take care of me. Then that's a whole other video. First aid stuff's important. Continuing medical stuff is important as well. So your first aid kit may not be enough for long term. Thanks for watching. Let's get ready.